Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the School of Science, and this is a match preview for Leeds v Everton. Now, Leeds are a funny old team. They had a really good little run back in the 90s and the 80s with being in the top flight. They then had their little moments where they spent beyond their means. They crashed down the leagues, went all the way down to, I think it was League One or even League Two at some point. And they've just built themselves right back up to get back into the top flight again. And to be honest, I really do applaud them. And one of the main men who's helped them get right back to the top was Marcelo Bielsa. Now, this guy is a manager like no other. The fans absolutely love this guy. He has been one of their main linchpins in order to get themselves back to the top flight. And to be honest, if we would have been linked with him, I would have actually been happy to have got him. He is a really, really good Argentine coach. He demands 110% from their players, and he has a really good eye for talent. So a manager like him is something to really behold. And like I said again, if Everton was been linked with him, I would have been more than happy to get his signature. Now, the thing with Leeds is, like I said, they're a fast team. And they are a team that goes 100% from the word go to the final whistle. So from the start to the end, they are going full pelt. They're not a team like, say, Manchester United, Chelsea, Arsenal, or Tottenham, where they slowly build into the game in order to get the feel for the opposition. They go in full pelt, and they try and actually catch an opposition on the back foot. Which is why, when it comes to Everton, I'm pretty certain that Rafa Benitez is actually going to go with quite a hefty defence for this one. So chances are what he's going to end up doing is he's going to do another 4-4-2 sort of formation, but he's going to start out have your back four, and then he's probably going to have the likes of Demarai Gray, Andros Townsend, Abdoulaye Doucouré and Alan telling them, when Leeds have got the ball, you guys go on a solid defence, hold them back, and just try and rob them, and we'll try and catch them on a counter. Now, this is a good tactic and everything, but we need to be able to try and work around the Leeds team and see where the holes are in the squad. In all honesty, though, I'm having troubles myself trying to see where there's any particular holes, because they've got a solid defence, they've got a decent midfield, and they've got a good attack. The attack being basically Patrick Bamford. He is a solid player. And he's one that initially I would never have rated, just because he just sort of come out of the blue and it's like, okay, great, he's played Championship football, big whoop. But watching him in the Premier League, he is an absolute threat when it comes to being anywhere near the goal. And I'll be honest, I'm surprised no other team has tried to whip him up. But I mean, there's still time in the window. Chances are he may get whipped up at some point in the near future. But with all that said and done, let's talk about Everton, because this is an Everton channel. We can't keep brown-nosing Leeds for too long. So, in regards to Everton, how are we going to approach this? Now, as I said previously, we need to go at this with quite a hefty defence. I mean, in all honesty, I would be more than tempted to try and do... If we were able to get Godfrey back into the fold, then I would be potentially tempted to do Keane, Mina, Godfrey with Digne playing as a left wing back, Coleman being a right wing back, so having it where it's almost like a 5-man defence, but having the wing backs play more further afield, so if we're ever dispossessed, they're able to come back very quickly and try and close ranks in order to stifle any counter-attacks or anything along those lines. I mean, that could work, but in all honesty, I can see it being a bit more like a 4-1 or 4-1-3-2 sort of setup. So we'd have our centre-back four, Luca Dean, Michael Keane, Yerry Mina, and Seamus Coleman, with Alan playing as the defensive midfield, being the little link point between midfield and defence, with Abdoulaye Doucouré playing almost like a number 10 role, with Andros Townsend and Demarai Gray on his wings to the sides, and then with the likes of Richarlison and Calvert-Lewin being the front runners. I mean, what could happen is, if that's not working, either Townsend or Gray could come infield and play alongside Doucouré as like the attacking creative outlet and have Richarlison come into the wings and then bring it into like almost like a 4-5-1 sort of formation. I mean, that could definitely work, but we'd have to be able to adjust. If we can adjust our formations on the fly and everyone can keep in tune with it, then we could definitely really put Leeds off in that regard. But in any case, what I have been informed is apparently Moise Kean is now out of isolation and he could potentially be featuring in this game. Whether it be on the bench or whether he could be in the starting lineup is anyone's guess. But in all fairness, because we have got a cup game coming up soon, I could potentially see Moise Kean coming on, say, 60, 70 minutes, maybe to replace Calvert-Lewin or to replace Richarlison. Whoever we have looking a bit tired in the front lines, we could bring one of them off to bring Moise Kean on and see how he goes under Rafa Benitez, because I'm going to be honest here, if Moise Kean wants out of Everton, then he needs to show his absolute mettle for all of the teams around Europe to say, look what you could potentially get. Don't worry about Messi. Don't worry about Ronaldo. Think of Moise Kean. That's the sort of message he needs to send out to European teams. And he's not going to be able to do that sulking and just only putting about 30% effort in. Because doing that, if you're going to do that, your value is going to drop significantly. And the likes of Paris Saint-Germain, Borussia Dortmund, Juventus, Fiorentina, AC Milan, Inter Milan, teams like that are not going to see any value in you, and they'll just look at you and think, okay, you're just a has-been. You're essentially you're a Jose Baxter to us. You look good on paper, but you're just nothing, in all fairness, if you're not going to put the shift in. And that's where some other players who right now are, currently avoiding training, that's where they should be taking note. If you want to get yourself in the window, you put 100%, 10% in. You show your worth. But in any case, I think this game's going to be a very interesting one, in all fairness. My main worry is more the fact that I think Leeds are going to be the team that's going to couch us on the counter. This is probably going to be the toughest game we're going to have in August and possibly even in September. And I think this is the one that actually is going to be the proof of whether Rafa is going to do well or there needs to be some adjustments in order for him to succeed at Everton. Because let's be honest, he is a great manager. He is great with what he's got at the moment. But we still have holes in the squad that need to be filled. And this is the ideal opportunity for him to see these holes, see what's evident, and hopefully be able to get some form of way to fix them. Because right now we do need a right back so dearly. We potentially do need a backup striker if we do sell Moise Kean. And I think I'm not 100% on this one at this point in time. I'd like to see Townsend, Gray or Decore a little bit more in this position, but I think we do need a bit more of a creative outlet, because if James Rodriguez ends up going, or he ends up doing what he's doing right now and just sitting at home sulking while playing on Twitch, then I feel like we're going to lack a little bit of creativity when it comes to the final third. But if these guys are able to step up to the plate and offer that creativity, then I would be more than happy for James to keep doing what he's doing, because let's be honest, he doesn't want to be at the club anymore. He came to this club because Carlo Ancelotti was here. Now that Carlo Ancelotti's gone, he has no more interest in this club. He wants to go to the next club and do his thing, because he is essentially right now coming into the latter years of his career, and he's just going to become a mercenary. He's basically going to be a Louis Saha or a Samuel Eto'o for clubs, where he's past his best. He's able to offer a little bit, but he's not going to be like what he was in his prime, which is a terrible shame, really. But in any case, I'd like to thank you all very much for watching. If you like this video, you know what to do. The like button's just down there. If you want to suggest anything to the channel, put it in the comment section down below, even if it's just a nice little compliment where you're saying, oh yeah, good stuff mate, up the toffees. Put it in the comment section below. I always love reading them sorts of things. It really does bring a shine to my day. And if you are new to the channel, actually, the channel is almost at 600 subscribers. This is absolutely amazing. I need to thank you guys all so much for that. I haven't had the opportunity really to say it, but thank you all so much for bringing this channel to where it is right now. Back in July, this channel was only at about 180 subscribers, But right now, we are edging ever so close to 600 subscribers, and it is absolutely unbelievable to see the growth that this channel is experiencing right now. So everyone who's watching this right now, if you're subscribed to me, thank you so much for being a subscriber to this channel. It really means the world to me. You're really helping me build this channel into something that I love to do. And if anyone ever wants to be a part of this, please get in touch with me. I would love to have people who are going to offer different opinions, and I'm going to be able to bounce off and work with. So if you are like-minded like me in this regard, and you want to, help me with this channel and help it grow, please don't hesitate to get in touch. But in any case, if you are new to the channel and this is like your first video and you're thinking, you know what, I like the cut of his jib, I want to support him, there is a little red button right down there. Hit that subscribe button and you can be part of this lovely School of Science community. Also, if you want to show that little bit more form of support, we also have a Patreon. As usual, CT Bars is still holding strong as one of our first and one of our best Patreons. If you want to be a part of this team, this lovely one-man team at the moment, make it into a lovely duet or a trifecta. No, a trio, then go to the Patreon, and we have 2 subscriber tiers or patron tiers. We've got the first one, which is the cup of coffee tier, where it is essentially £1 a month, where you will give us £1 and you're basically saying, you know what, I like what you're doing, here's a quid on me, you can have a cup of coffee on me, I really do appreciate what you do. And there's also the £3 tier, where you say, you know what, I want to see you succeed, I want to see this channel grow to new ends, I want to see you bringing in people who can work alongside you and you can bounce off of and make more entertaining videos. If you want to do anything like that and you want to show that sort of support, we have the £3 tier. Now, the £3 tier, that gets access to the whole Patreon page. So anytime I upload anything, anytime I put suggestions out, anytime we're doing anything or we're doing a little behind the scenes stuff, it all goes into that Patreon, and it is exclusively for the £3 tier for the time being. Now, as time grows and as time goes on, we will grow into other things. We will grow into other avenues. And when those other avenues do open up, I will be letting everyone know beforehand. So what my plan is I want to start introducing merchandise into the channel. And with this merchandise, we will introduce new tiers where you're going to be able to get discounts on their merchandise. So if you want to be part of that sort of community, where we're going to be able to build merchandise, we're going to be able to make exciting and new things, I would love to make shirts that are exclusive to certain players. So having the likes of Ben Godfrey or Yerry Mina or Calvert-Lewin, Damari Gray, Townsend, Richarlison, having shirts dedicated to those guys in a very School of Science twist, then definitely get subscribing, join the Patreon, do all that sort of stuff, because as the channel grows, I'll be able to open them avenues up and start hiring people to be able to do that sort of stuff. But in any case, I would like to apologise for that rant. Well, less of a rant, more of a long ramble. We normally save them for the blue jibber jabber. But in any case, I'd like to thank you all very much for watching. Up the toffees, and come on for tomorrow. Let's do this. Peace.